Hello friends, in this video you will learn how to quickly build documentation for Python package using MkDocs and MkDocString library. These tools allow you to generate nice looking and modern documentation from Markdown files and your code's docstrings. Here I have built a sample and documentation for one Python file. Okay, so in this video we will build this kind of thing. Okay, so this is our home navigation bar, and here this is the reference navigation I have built for a calculators library. Okay, so here we have written some doc string, and this is our method basically, which sum two numbers and return result. Okay, and this is all a doc string that we have written in our code. Okay, you can check our source code here. Okay, it's also display very nicely, neat and clean. And this is the parameters, and which type of value it's accept, and some brief description, and it's a required or not. So let's start. So one terminal. Here I have one folder that is empty. So first I will set up virtual environment first. So I'm just creating a VNB for this video. Okay, so I'm using Python 3.10. You can use any you want. Okay, so here is our VNB. Now let's give it first. Okay, so we have empty right now, so let's create one. So let's first open it in VS Code. So right now I am creating one calculator folder. Inside this we need a Python file. So first let's create our init file so that should work like a modules. Now we have to create our main Python file that where we will write our functions. Okay, so I am naming it main.py file. You can name anything that you want basically for your convenience. So in this for right now I'm just creating a very simple add to add and v, and it will return value. I will not writing currently any doc string. Okay, so it should return a float value. This is our project for right now. Okay, so our next step is to integrate MkDocs. Okay, so to integrate MkDoc, first we have to install the MkDoc library. So let's install. So pip install MkDocs. It will install all the packages that required. You can check by pip these. Here you can see a markdown that need to be there, and MkDocs, and another library that they required. Okay, okay, so we have installed our MkDocs library, right? So right now we have to create a one MkDocs project. Okay, so MkDocs provide a command to create MkDocs new and the directory where you want to create a project. So right now I want to create in the current directory, so I will put period here. Other you can also write like MkDoc project something, the project folder that you want to. Okay, so creating a in the current directory. So here you can see created a two files, one file and one folder. MkDocs.yaml file, that is the main configuration file, and the docs folder where we will put all the markdown files that we need. Okay, so let's check in VS Code. Here you can see in the docs folder we have index. Okay, that is something look like this kind of thing. This one is the previous one. Okay, and .yaml file is like here we can configure anything that we want basically. Okay, so this is pretty much we have set up our MkDocs. So first let's run this MkDocs server in locally and see how it will. Okay, so to run locally MkDocs provide one command called MkDocs serve. Okay, it will serve locally. Okay, not recommended for production one. Okay, so here you can see open a port 8000, so you can open this locally. Here you can see there is no extra navigation. Okay, and there is one search, and this is the basic setup that already done by MkDocs developers. Okay, so and right now they provide for a useful CLI command that you can run MkDocs new for create a new project and serve that we can run locally and build to create a whole site that we will write on Markdown. Okay, and help command you can run. Okay, so now let's add our Python code in the MkDoc configuration so that we can easily generate our documentation. So to integrate our project, what we have to do first, in the doc.yaml file we have to basically reference the our markdown files. Okay, so let's first create one markdown file. Okay, so I'm calling it set calculator.md. Okay, so this would be our markdown file where we will write all the documentation for our calculator basically project. Okay, calculator. So now let's this markdown. So to add this we have to create a nav bar. Okay, nav bar basically this thing. Okay, here you can see it automatically add it. Okay, if we are not writing anything it's automatically adding, right? Here you can see, but if you want to write then you can easily do like this, and you can reference the .md file. Okay, and here you can also write the name that you want. Okay, this kind of thing. So currently right now it's gone. Why? Because the this is our index file, and we are not referring any index md file, that's why it's gone. Basically if you add the index here or something like home index.md, then it will show all the navigation basically. Okay, here you go, and you can navigate. To add the methods, to read basically methods in MkDocs, how you can basically do that? You can easily do by like MkDocs provide one operator called re colon and then the module name. So our module is inside calculator. Okay, and dot the file name. You don't need to use the extension basically .py. Okay, so here it will something look like this currently. Okay, because MkDocs is a static generation of any documentation, so it will not currently read any docstring that present in our code. So to read the docstring, we have to use another library called MkDocstrings for Python. Okay, so first let's install that. Pip install. For the Python version we need, so I'm using here quotes because uh, I will write something here. MkDocs strings, the square bracket, you have to write a Python for a Python version. Okay, so it will install a Python version MkDocstring. Okay, so here is failed, only one string. Okay, so install the MkDocstrings. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to go in your .yaml file, and here you have to basically uh, refer a plugins. Okay, so what you can do here, MkDoc strings. Okay, so you have to basically mention the plugins that you are going to use. So if you refresh the page, so first let's run our MkDoc server. Okay, so what it's saying, config plugins, invalid plugins configures, expected a list or dictionary. Okay, so we cannot write like this. To create a list, what we can do, we just need to put like this in a hyphen and the name. Now we can run. Here we go, our main file is here. Okay, currently it's not reading anything because we have to write something here. Sum of two numbers. So first let's start our server. Now here we go, this is our function and this is our docstring. Okay, and here you can check the method as well. So this is the way like how we can integrate basically MkDoc in our Python project. Okay, so first what you have to do, you have to create a MkDocs project, MkDoc new, and the project and the folder name. Okay, then you have to create a one .md file, or you can also override index file. Okay, and in the md file you can write your extra information like this module contains simple math functions. Okay, like this. So this is a markdown, so it will work, right, that you want. You can also in markdown you can write anything. Okay, like you can create a list of things like add, subtract, multiplication, division. Okay, so it will create a list kind of thing. Okay, you just restart your server, sometime it's not work. Okay, why it's not working? Okay, so here you need to write a space here. So like this, in markdown you can do anything, and you in the docstring to see, this is a very basic docstring, right? We have not defined any argument type and any example here. So let's add some docstring in a proper way. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to define what kind of argument it will receive. So to define arguments, what you can do, you can use a args keyword here, and then here you can define a variable, and then square bracket you can define the type. Okay, so first number like this kind of thing, and the second float, second number. And you can also define what return it will return sum of a plus b. Okay, so this kind of docstring it should print now. Okay, so let's check. Okay, let's restart our server. Yeah, here we go. Now you can check the docstring is working properly. You can check the parameters a and b, float value it will accept first and second number, and it's a required, and what type it will return sum of a plus b. Okay, you can also write other functions here, and it will automatically add, subtract, same a plus a and b argument, and it will return float value, okay, a minus b. And here, oh, we forget to write docstring here, subtract 2. Okay, now you have to again restart the server. Here we go, our subtract method is here, and here you can see our function. Okay, for subtract you can also write the same docstring that you want. Okay, here you can also write example, okay, how it will work basically. Okay, like examples in the first case, like you are importing, let's suppose you are working in console and you are importing from calculator and the main module. Okay, so how you can call the addition, so main dot add, and it like 4 5 plus 4, something like this. Okay, so it will also show the example. Again you have to restart the server, and here you can, the example code is here. Okay, let's one more step here, how we can basically build our this whole site in a static files. Okay, so what you can do, MkDocs provide a command called build, MkDocs and build. It will generate whole HTML code for our documentation. Okay, so it's generated now. Here you can see this is our site folder that contains a whole HTML file. This is a static file, you can easily deploy anywhere, like in GitHub page you can deploy, or just open this index.html, it will also open the same. Now let's do some customization, how we can customize our this documentation, like how we can change the title of this project. Okay, and it is possible to change the theme of this doc, right? So let's first run our server. Okay, so this is, so now let's open VS Code. So first go to in our mkdocs.yaml file. Okay, now here you can see the site name, so this is currently MkDocs, this one. So let's change like a calculator and save. Okay, now you can see it change now. You can also add a lot of things here. Okay, like site URL, you can also add https://skillshats.com. Okay, it will not be visible anywhere, but it's there, okay, actually. Okay. And you can also customize the theme of this page. To customize this themes, like read the doc or any other theme that you want, what you can do, you just need to create a theme. You can go theme, basically only theme, not themes, it's a theme. Okay, so let's check our now let's run server. Okay, what it said, list indices must be integer or slight, not string. Okay, here we go. This is our read the doc theme. You can check here, pretty nice.